7 seed Oklahoma State women's basketball lost to 10 seed South Dakota State, but that's a good South Dakota State team. They were ranked at the very end of the year, so it's not like a huge upset. 74-68. So what exactly happened? I apologize for looking down because I cannot memorize all this stuff. And this does mean back-to-back losses for Oklahoma State to finish the season at 25-7, 14-4 in the Big 12, which was better than a lot of people expected going into the year. They did have questionable losses though, like the BYU loss and the Houston loss, obviously. But that's besides the point. And South Dakota State is now 30-3 on the year, and they're going to get to play UConn next, which is going to be an uphill battle. I'm just going to call it the way it is. Whoever won this game was going to have an uphill battle against UConn. Just telling the truth. So the first half, Oklahoma State was actually up 31-24. Second half, Oklahoma State did score 37 points. However, South Dakota State scored 50, but there's obviously more to the game than that. And that's why I'm going to go to the stats, and I apologize for looking down because I cannot memorize all this stuff here. So around 55 seconds left, Annegret Aussie did foul from Oklahoma State. Paige Meyer went to the line, missed the first free throw, but made the second to make it 69-62. And Annegret Aussie, around 51 seconds left, made a three to make it 69-65. Annegret Aussie fouled around 40 seconds left. And Matthio Wetz, Mathiowetz, apologize if I burned to that, made both free throws to make it 71-65. So Oklahoma State tried to go with the three. Michael Gray attempted one and missed it around 34 seconds left. And Madison got the defensive board for South Dakota State. And Michael Gray fouled. And Paige Meyer went to the line, missed the first free throw, but made the second to make it 72-65. And Annegret Aussie around 24 seconds left made a three, assisted by Staley Hurd, and a timeout was called by Oklahoma State. And Alexia Smith fouled around 20 seconds left. And Madison went to the line, made both free throws to make it 74-68. Annegret Aussie attempted a three, missed it. Around 13 seconds left, around 9 seconds left, Staley Hurd got the offensive board. Michael Gray missed a jumper, and South Dakota State got the defensive board, and they did call timeout. Mesa Byom, B-Y-O-M, turned the ball over from South Dakota State, and which was stolen by Annegret Aussie. And Oklahoma State did call timeout. Michael Gray, around 7 seconds left, missed a three. And Alexia Smith got on the offensive board and Michael Gray attempted a three and missed it. And then Paige Meyer got the defensive board for South Dakota State. And that was ball game right there. Now I'm going to go over the stats here. And I will definitely go over how many players they're definitely going to lose. This is pending transfer portal for Oklahoma State side of things. So Oklahoma State shot 40.6% from the field on 64 attempts, 34.5% on threes on 29 attempts. However, you missed half your free throws on 12 attempts. I'm not saying go for 12 for 12 on free throws, or anything like that, but come on. You got to do better than that. And 29 rebounds, 6 offensives, 11 assists, 6 steals, 8 blocks, 12 turnovers, 18 fouls, only 2 points off the bench, and literally all your stars were double figures that combined for 66 points because all the non-double digit scores scored 2. And South Dakota State did have 7 bench points, 4 double digit scores that combined for the non-double digit scores combined for 11. 5 plus 2, that plus 4, that's 11 points. So 63 points right there from 4 players. Nobody else scored 61 points in this game. While South Dakota State shot the better from the field, 44.4% on 63 attempts. 22.2% on threes on 9 attempts, 80% on free throws on 20 attempts, 47 rebounds, 12 offensive. Yeah, that's a big difference in terms of the boards here. 12 assists, 5 steals, 4 blocks, 16 turnovers, 14 fouls. Now I'm going to go to points on turnovers, points in the paint, and fast break points as well. And points on turnovers did favor Oklahoma State, actually 14-12. Same thing goes for fast break points, 13-8. However, points in the paint favored South Dakota State 38-26. So what does this mean for Oklahoma State? Besides the loss and everything, how many seniors are definitely going to lose? And this is pending transfer portal and all this. So you do lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seniors. And granted, I mean, a few of those don't really play, like two of them. Like 2 points per game or less. Though I know Landry Williams supposedly on the roster hasn't played since 2022-2023 season. So who knows about that situation, but that's besides the point. And Riley Ingram doesn't hardly play. But they do lose Tennant Magassa as a 6'6" center as a senior. That's a big loss, to say the least. On the great Aussie's a big loss too. Not going to pretend that she isn't, because when you look at the stats, it does make sense. Stacey Jones, that's 3.3 points per game or less. Of course, same thing. And Alexia Smith is like 3.3 points per game or 6.6 points per game. So a decent loss there. It's not as terrible, but still, we're going to have to wait and see how they reload this roster, especially losing on a great Austin. But I do know they do have that former BYU coach's daughter coming over from the transfer portal right now. And I should know the name because I'm more familiar with the Big 12 than anything. I know her last name is Whiting. I know it is. And I did a community post about it. And I was not shocked when the BYU coach is gone that she enters the portal. I wasn't really that shocked. Okay, the first name of the player I was mentioning about is Amari Whiting, a 5'10" guard. That's a double figure score, and she does other things well too. So that's a good get for Oklahoma State. Not going to lie about that one. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens to South Dakota State and whether or not they're going to win against UConn. Or will they even make it competitive? I'm not saying it's going to be of like a runaway freight train, but UConn's playing at a high level right now. They are, and like I said, this was no ordinary mid-major because they were ranked and even received votes all year, most of the year. So, it's not really about Lawson here, and South Dakota State has not been to the Sweet 16 since 2019. Will they do it? I don't think they will, but this is why we play the games. This is March Madness here. So, anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. See you guys later. On the road to 800 subscribers. Of course, ultimate goal is 1,000 or more. So, remind this. Of course, like the video, comment video really helps YouTube algorithm. Some more people see it. Sharing the video does help as well. Some more people could watch. And if you're watching and subscribe, hit subscribe button to read the notification bell as well.